Hi everyone, thank you for being here today, and I hope it's been a good Monday for you. I think we'll all agree last week was a scorcher. Records were broken, people struggled all over the Midwest, just as they've been doing in other parts of the country this summer, but we've survived. Weather patterns like heat domes, the polar vortex in January of 2019, and the derecho that ravaged our city 3 years ago cause us to be so thankful for what we have. Our ability to get through times like these are aided by the prevalence of central heating and air conditioning and emergency services that leap into action when they're most needed. I can recall summer days that were so hot that we grew up without air conditioning, attempting to sleep on a sticky, hot, humid night with only a fan blowing on you for the whole evening. Believe me, it was not a restful type of situation, and you might have to do that night after night for a while. We also didn't have AC in our cars for a very long time, which made any vacation heading west a real challenge as well. Now, we did make the trip to Colorado several times overnight, which helped a little bit because it was much cooler at night. But our 460 air conditioning, which involved 4 windows down, driving 60 miles an hour down the road, only blew the hot wind around. I can distinctly remember riding in the back seat of our old Chevy through South Dakota one summer when the outside temperature hit 105. A brother napped on either side of me with their hot, sweaty, sticky bodies sticking to me, and it felt like absolute torture. That was not a fun trip. But those were the kind of trips we took without air conditioning. So our kids and younger people who have grown up with central air conditioning all their lives have no idea what those experiences are like, and how grateful we were to get a good night's sleep or be able to take a trip in the car without being so hot and sticky when you got there. A few members of our family got a glimpse of that last summer when our air conditioning went out for a little bit, but within a few days we got it fixed, so it was not that big of a deal. I am grateful for what we have and appreciate our comfortable home and the privileges that we have because of that. And yet my heart aches for those who struggle in these weather extremes without what we've come to take for granted and consider the basic necessities. Last week, the news reported on homeless people searching for cool places to be during the day, like the libraries and city halls, and talking about where they would sleep outside at night, and my heart just broke. I think often of elderly people in their homes who are living on a very tight fixed income and don't feel they can afford to run their air conditioning if they have it, and just get by with using fans trying to cool their homes. And many single parents who live on one really tight fixed income as well don't often have the means to provide their families with comfortable surroundings in any kind of weather, but especially when it gets hot or very, very cold. Thankfully, we live in a community where there are lots of assistance programs in different situations like this that people can reach out to and get some help. But not all people take advantage of them, even if they do qualify for the services. The Bible reminds us so many times to care for the poor, the widowed, and the orphan. But we can't just read those words, kind of talk about them, think about them, but we must put them into action as God has called us to do, not just in hot spells, but all the time. 1 John 3:17 through 18 reads, "If anyone has material possessions and sees a brother or sister in need but has no pity on them, how can the love of God be in that person? Dear children, let us not love with words or speech, but with actions and truth." Let's heed these words and look out for one another at all times, all seasons, and in all places. Thank you so much, and God's blessings to you. Bye.